Hey, my name is Sergeant Matthew King Sr.
I'm an active firefighter in the metro Atlanta area. I responded to hundreds of fire and medical calls over my career, with the main focus of my experience being in vehicle and residential structure fire.
And today I'm going to be rating EMS and fire scenes from movies and TV shows.
Part 2.
Backdraft. This one's a classic. We watched Backdraft in fire school. I think this is set in what, the 90s, late 80s? Okay, so we're probably gonna see a lot of things that were standard practice back then, but are not now.
These moments do try me. Be gentle now, Axe.
I was just addressing that fire hydrant being butt naked, and it's because there's a car parked in front of it. There's a reason why they say don't park your car in front of a hydrant. City of New York, Fitney is real big on, they will bust your windows smooth out. I think it's kind of frowned upon just to protect the apparatus now to move your car with the trucks. But yeah, we'll bust your windows out, man. Or there will be some damage. Even if I lay that 5-inch hose line over the hood of your car, and once we charge it and it kicks, it might do some scratch damage or something, but that could happen. Don't park in front of the hydrant.
We got it back out! Just steam on us a little, but you won't blast! So high in the ceiling! Here comes your water! Here it comes! It's in the walls!
I gotta know, here comes your water. Like, that's just funny to me. It's like classic. If I'm going to the fire room though, and I think I found the seat of the fire or I found the fire room, I'm likely gonna have that charged before I go in there. But again, this is 1986 or whatever it is. But I'm gonna have that hose line charged before we actually get to the point where I need to start attacking fire.
It's okay, now relax. Put your mask on. It's gonna be the real.
So he's telling somebody else to relax and put their mask on as he's maskless. Just butt naked face.
Cover up, Lieutenant!
I've never been in what is apparently a pyrotechnics factory where everything around you just starts exploding. But we have had situations where bullets have heated up and have popped off on fire scenes. We got a couple bullet holes in one of our trucks. I actually have been in house fires where, funny enough, the person who owned the house was actually a professional pyrotechnician, and they had gunpowder and fireworks in a room off to the side, kind of like adjacent to the kitchen. And in another room on the other side of the house, he was apparently an avid gun enthusiast because he had gun safes and thousands of dollars worth of ammunition. Fire actually started in his kitchen from his air fryer. Here's what saved the day, which I tell people all the time. The doors were closed. So the doors to the room where the gunpowder and the fireworks were closed. The doors to the room where the guns, mind you, the guns and the ammunition were in safes too, well, they were closed. Closing a door, this is why you should always shut your door at night when you go to sleep, could save your life. Was he on fire? Oh, he was actually on fire. This is why I carry a Hero fire spray in my gear when I go into fires, or an emergency fire blanket from Prepared Hero. And if you didn't know, you can actually get up to 71% off the Hero Fire Blanket Family Pack right now. Click below. That's real. Floor collapses are definitely real. Actually one of the most dangerous things we can do is be fighting a below grade fire and go in on the floor above grade or above the fire floor. You have heat burning away at these structural members, and it doesn't take long, especially in these newer construction builds, for that support to bottom out underneath you. We've had guys go through the floor. I've actually had ceiling fall on top of me. I've never gone through a floor, but I know people personally who've gone through floors. It's a real hazard. It does happen. That's accurate.
I'm going! You go, we go!
I'm probably not gonna look into my boy's eye and say that, but yeah, that's like the thought process. If you go, we go. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna let my guy or one of my boys go down, and I'm gonna do everything I can to pull him out of that situation, but I'm not gonna look lovingly into his eyes and whisper, hey man, if you go, we go. From the standpoint of the chaoticness, and the potential for the hazards that we saw in that film, that's pretty accurate. I have to give that part probably an 8 out of 10. There probably won't be that many explosions going off. But as far as the going in without gear, that's not accurate, man. If you are, then you got poor leadership, and you're not a professional. That's not what we do, man. Most guys are not gonna go in without their gear. Because again, if I become a victim, I can't help you. And that's what's gonna happen if you go in like that. This Is Us. This is a really good show. Accurate. Small appliances, that happens a lot. A few of the last fires that I fought have been started like I said, from air fryers, from cooking, from small appliances. Curtains lighting up, like that. These synthetic materials, they burn, they catch, they spread quickly. This is 101% accurate. In this scene where the fire is spreading up the wall, where the kids have marked their heights, which I do in my house too with my kids. That's a real loss, man, and that's something that you can't get back. You know, we can replace the air fryer, we can replace the curtains. If you get to it quick enough, you know, you can even replace the little knickknacks that are on the counter. But things like this, these moments, these memories, once that fire spreads, you can't replace it, and it's ruthless, and it doesn't care that, you know, when your kid was 5, you know, he or she was 3 feet 6 inches tall. The fire doesn't care, and that's going to be lost and gone forever. So that's a really powerful depiction of what something that started really small can grow to become.
Louis, come out, boy! Please!
I think I hear him. I think I can get to him.
Get down here, no!
You can never get to him, and that's tough. This is I love that this is in here because this really depicts what we really deal with. The fire is one thing, but the emotional component is a whole other. This is real. You have people who put themselves in these life-threatening situations, you know, for the family frog sometimes. You can't get to them because the moment that smoke reaches your lungs, you're done, you're down. You can't catch your breath, you're gonna panic, you're gonna hit the floor, you're gonna inhale that in, and you're done. 110% unrealistic. Him being in that house, in that what we call IDLH environment, in danger of life and health, which is the big part, in danger of life and health. He ain't walking out of that building like that. Not without some type of protection on. Even us with, you know, thousands of dollars worth of protection on are not gonna be standing straight up. We're either gonna be knee sliding in there, we might be crawling. The only time I've ever actually went into a house that looked almost just like that, the lady inside was crawling. She was trying to crawl to the front door. And when we picked her up, she slid out of her skin peeled off because she was inside cooking, because that's the type of environment that's in there. And when we brought her out, started doing CPR on her, tried to go to intubate her airway was full of, it was black. It's supposed to be a pink fleshy color, right? It was black and filled with soot, because that's what she inhaled inside of that house. That is not accurate. And if you have the chance to get out with life and limb intact, do not go back in.
Your husband went into cardiac arrest. It was catastrophic, and
right. So just the fact that, yeah, it's a miracle that he's alive, because like I said, being inside that environment, you're surrounded by the soot, which is pure chemicals, deadly chemicals. You're inhaling in superheated gases, so your airway is gonna almost liquefy, you know, into your chest cavity. It's truly a miracle that he walked out the way that he did and wasn't drug out. So when the chemicals, the toxic chemicals, get into your bloodstream, and then your bloodstream is primarily supported by your heart, your blood and your, hydrogen cyanide, let's start here, and carbon monoxide. They're molecules, just like oxygen. When they get inside your body, they bind to your blood cells, and they attach to your blood cells, and they almost suffocate you, because oxygen can now not bind to that hemoglobin. So as that's pumping through your body, and it's pumping through your heart, because that's what pumps the blood to the rest of your body, and it goes through your lungs to oxygenate your lungs. It can't. So you're now starving your body at the cellular level of oxygen and replacing that oxygen with chemicals that bind at a 3 times higher rate than oxygen would.
I'm afraid we've lost him.
You get this reaction a lot where it's like, no, that's not true. People don't believe it. They hear you, but they don't really, it doesn't really register. So like, okay, well, yeah, let me just go talk to him. Let me go see him. I have that happen a lot. It's tough to have to stand in front of somebody, especially like when you're on the scene of a cardiac arrest and people are crying, please don't stop. Please save my mom. Please save my husband, whatever. And you literally do everything you can. And it still just doesn't work out. That's real.
Mrs. Pearson, your husband has died.
Yeah, and so from his standpoint, it's tough because like it's your job. You have to make sure that they understand your husband has died. And as you can see, she's gone into like this almost state of shock where she's chewing on the candy bar like this isn't real. She can't comprehend it yet. So that was This Is Us. From a standpoint of just the emotional component, what we have to do as medical providers, because that's really like 80% of what we do. Them standing out in the front yard, watching their house burn down, from it starting small in the kitchen fire, spreading up to the curtains, from watching memories burn away. Even to the point of the dude going back into the house for the family dog because he loved his daughter so much, or his wife, whoever he went back in there for. 9 out of 10. Absolute accuracy. This Is Us is a really good show if you haven't seen it. The only reason I don't give it a full 10 is because he walked out of that house standing straight up coming out of that environment. That's the only reason I can't give it a 10. But as far as accuracy from this actually happens. These are the things that you're going to lose. Life, property, and memories. That's really accurate.
Market is blossoming, if your pardon the pun.
I hear they're serving Lord Spivak's filet on the bone.
64.
I mean, he's wearing a suit made of synthetic materials. I don't care how much he paid for it. It's synthetic material. It's gonna go up fast. Oh, did he come behind with an emergency fire blanket? It looked like he came behind with an emergency fire blanket. So that's accurate, man. That's it can happen. It can happen just that fast, just that quick. I know it's meant to be comical, but that's actually pretty accurate, and it can turn dangerous really quick. The flicking of water, while I'm sure it was a very the intent came from a good place. that's not gonna do it. But don't panic. Panicking is the worst thing you can actually do for anybody in any situation. Just smother it out with an emergency fire blanket. All right, so the Princess Bride scene. Sure, we'll give it a 10 out of 10 because things can actually catch on fire that fast. That's typically how people are going to react. They're going to freak out and do things that don't make sense. And then the dude came along and smothered it. 10 out of 10. So I'm Sergeant King, and we just got done reviewing these movies and TV shows. In my opinion, the most accurate had to have been the scene from This Is Us because of just honestly how it started. The small appliances that sparked up, caught the curtains on fire, and then that just rapidly spread throughout the house. And it's one of those things that if you catch it early, you can jump on it and stop the spread. Honestly, if you take it a step backward, you can be prepared. You have the right tools, you have the right equipment, and everybody in the house knows how to deploy that equipment in a time of emergency. Man, you're gonna avoid a lot of that stuff, including the dad going into cardiac arrest and losing his life. If I was you, I would give myself an emergency fire blanket or a hero fire spray from Prepared Hero.